be a description of the advanced folding functions and the ability to look at multi-layers, because some weird stuff happens the more I played with this. In this particular case, I'm going to start with the 4-shaft 0.22 twill. And when I fold it, I'm just going to ask for a straight, let me just do a 2-layer folded, let me ask for tube. And when I execute that, there's the surface layer. It looks like it's going to do something okay. Part of the reason I created the display multi-layer cloth is so I could see what's going on. And if I ask for the whole thing, you'll notice, let me turn the shed off, it's a little bit easier to see. As the thread paths flow by, there are a couple of threads that, cross the long floats that come in, skip 3 threads, go under this one, goes over those 3 as you fold. That thread ends up much shorter than the other threads, which says it's not going to unfold gracefully. So let me go back to the display, to the double width control. The purpose of the fix button here was to figure out what's wrong with some of the experiments I've done with these guys. In this particular case, what it's actually going to do is add some hinge threads. Let me show you what those guys do. Execute, and I come back in and display the multi-layer cloth. And if I ask for the whole pattern again, what it's done is inserted threads in a middle layer that basically just fall out of the pattern when you're done. The reason for those is about the same as the floating selvage. Those threads that would have come straight off here and down now come out and around that thread and back down into the pattern. So when you're done, the thread lengths are comparable, so that when you lay it out, it should work a whole lot more cleanly. And that's kind of an anomaly when the longer floats from a pattern. The more I played with this, the more I found some weird stuff happen. So that's the reason these guys took a lot more effort than I ever envisioned. I have woven the sample just to make sure those hinge threads do in fact do what they're supposed to do, and they fall out of the fabric entirely when you're done, but it does take an extra shaft to house those guys. So that's kind of why those tools were created, also why you can change the views around. Bottom line, if you're going to do folding, it's going to take some time and effort to try and make sure some weird stuff doesn't happen. These are some tools that may hopefully help you do that without having this kind of problems that it looks like analytically may happen. Thank you. Bye now.